They call me mad because I have the Wabbajack, because I know cats can be rats, can be bats, can be hats, can be gnats, can be that's, can be thises. Doors can be boars, can be snores, can be floors, can be roars, can be spores, can be yours, can be mine, because I have the Wabbajack. And that brings me to today's More of the Day, which is, quite obviously, the Wabbajack by Team Wretched Netch, composed of Greatness 7, Matt the Bagel, and Dagon Fel tribes. And basically what this mod does is, well, it adds the famed artifact of Sheogorath, the Wabbajack, to the game world of Morrowind. And most of you are probably already familiar with the Wabbajack. It has appeared in just a ton of games. It was in Daggerfall, Oblivion, and Skyrim. It kind of just skipped Morrowind for some reason, but hey, you know, better late than never, because now we have the Wabbajack in Morrowind. And not only do we have the Wabbajack, but we've also just got a fantastic little dungeon and adventure to go along with it. Because there's a new quest here, and actually a fairly large dungeon, it's not that little, and just a fair bit of content in today's mod. But anyway, this mod just starts out in Dagon Fel. You'll hear rumors about a new mysterious island appearing just north of Dagon Fel. And should you go investigate, you'll find just a tiny island covered in Daedric ruins. And as it turns out, this island is populated by some friendly golden saints with some rather curious dialogue alluding to some sort of ceremony taking place deep in the Daedric shrine below. And as it turns out, you've been invited, and should you take up that invitation, you can just delve through this Daedric shrine, encountering a lot of curiously non-hostile Daedra. And as you delve deeper and deeper into the caverns and ruins below this shrine, you'll find a variety of NPCs with just a wee bit of unique dialogue, again referring to some sort of mysterious going on, just deeper on. And this is a really kind of atmospheric dungeon. Like, if you have the volume up, you can just hear the maniacal laughter of Sheogorath in the background. And this is a fairly impressively, large dungeon for a mod that was essentially built in just 1 week's time. Like, this entire thing was built in just 7 days. Because this was a submission for the 2016 season of Morrowind Modding Madness, specifically for the second round of that competition, the items mod round, and that is a round that it actually won. Deservedly so, because there was nothing even remotely as impressive as the Wabbajack, both in terms of the dungeon, adventure, and of course the actual artifact, the Wabbajack itself. But we'll get to that, more here in a moment. But at first, as you delve deeper and deeper here, you'll encounter a rather massive cavernous chamber, just full of verticality. And I love the dungeon design here. It is just really great. You guys know how much I love verticality. This is the chamber where the ceremony will take place, and it is a rather interesting ceremony. As you take your position at the pedestal, your various, competing contestants will turn into various creatures, because only a certain someone can be worthy of carrying the Wabbajack. And that someone is you. As you pick up your chosen item, it'll turn into the Wabbajack, the Staff of Sheogorath. And then you'll need to fight your way out of this Daedric shrine, because all those Daedra that you passed on the way in, they're now hostile, and that's going to be quite a fight. But once you get out, you're the proud owner of the Wabbajack, and just real quick, you can see that Staff of Sheogorath in closer detail here. It is a beautifully modeled weapon. And of course, as the legend of the Wabbajack states, you can just transform your opponents by hitting them with the Wabbajack. Though this effect is random and won't happen every time, but still, it's a really powerful enchantment. That said though, this enchantment will also damage your health every time you use it, so, you know, do be careful. You can die from using the Wabbajack. But anyway, with all that out of the way, there is just one minor thing that I really need to note here, and that's the fact that this does have a bit of a conflict with Character Sounds Overhaul by Enumeral 21. And basically, CSO is a sound replacer, and as it turns out, because this mod was released in 2016 and used old school NWC, it basically uses weapon sounds to trigger the transformation effect. So, if you have the sound replacer for weapons turned on in CSO, that's going to cause a CTD, a crash to desktop, every time you use the Wabbajack. So in order to fix that without uninstalling CSO, just, go into the mod config and turn off the weapon sound replacer in the character sounds overhaul, menu. And that'll fix the issue. Again, this was released in 2016, it uses old school NWC, it does not use Lua, so it has just a few issues with sound replacers, because they had to use some just really creative solutions back in the day to pull off some of these advanced effects. But anyway, the Wabbajack is still just absolutely a mod that's, still worth playing to this day. It has a fantastic dungeon, adventure, and a really fun artifact for you to collect. But anyway, that's just our mod of the day. So, as always, I've been your host, Dark Elf Guy. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, happy modding, and I'll see you all next time.